back to Happy Bake Day. I hope you had a really great week. So it is Girl Scout cookie season here today, and who doesn't love a good Girl Scout cookie? There are so many different flavors, and each year they seem to come out with a new one, and my personal favorite are the Thin Mints. I mean, who doesn't love a good Thin Mint Girl Scout cookie? We always typically put them in the freezer. It gives them a nice crispy crunch. They're never actually frozen, but the coldness of the cookie with that peppermint flavor, it's just perfect. And so today I really wanted to try a recipe where I'm combining the Girl Scout cookies and something that I personally love, which are brownies. I've actually never done this recipe before, so we will be doing it together for the first time. I discovered it last year when I bought my Girl Scout cookies. The recipe was sent to me from the Girl Scouts, so hopefully it turns out as delicious as the picture looked on the box. I actually am going to be using a pre-made brownie mix as part of the recipe. For this, you can choose to use any pre-made brownie mix that you prefer. I personally love the Ghirardelli brownie mixes. They tend to be really rich and chocolatey. They tend to come out really nice and dense and gooey in the middle. So that's my choice. And then this time, I went with the dark chocolate flavor because I think with the peppermint Thin Mints, I think it'll be a nice complement here. All right, so to get started, what you're going to need are 2 boxes of Thin Mint Girl Scout cookies, 2 eggs, half a cup of vegetable oil, a 1/4 cup, it's kind of hard to see here, but a 1/4 cup of water, your brownie mix, and then I have a greased 13x9 glass baking dish. So step 1 is going to be preheating your oven, and we're going to preheat it to 350 degrees. Okay, well now that our oven's preheating, the first thing we're going to do to get these brownies started is I'm actually going to put a layer of the Thin Mint cookies here at the bottom of my baking dish. So with my 13x9 baking dish, I ended up using a total of 24 cookies. So I did 6 rows of 4 cookies. That ended up being about 1.5 sleeves of the Thin Mints that came in one of the boxes. So what I'm going to do next is the remaining half sleeve that I have here, I'm gonna crush that up along with a full second sleeve of cookies, and that's what I'm going to get mixed into my batter for the brownies. So we're gonna crush the cookies up to about a small to medium sized cookie crumble. I'm gonna use my hands to break them up. I think that'll be the easiest, but you can also use a little mallet if you have that. But like I said, we wanna make them like a smallish to medium sized cookie crumbles, and then we're gonna put the crumbled cookies off to the side. Now that we have our Girl Scout cookie crumbles and we've got our baking dish lined, the next thing to do is mix the batter. I actually had to break out my extra large mixing bowl for this because I think with the batter and then the cookie crumbles, it's gonna take up a lot more space than the normal mixing bowl that I use. So I broke out the extra large one today. And it's a good thing I got this bigger mixing bowl because this powder already took up half the thing. Oh my God, I can already smell the chocolate in this, and it smells amazing. Our batter is fully mixed. You can actually see some of the little air bubbles that formed while I was mixing with my whisk. Completely okay, they will rise to the top. Now the next step is to combine our crushed cookies here into our batter. We're not going to use the whisk this time, like I mentioned. Honestly, the cookie crumble the cookie crumbles are gonna be too big to be mixed in with the whisk. So I have a rubber spatula here that we're going to fold in the cookies, and then also I can use it to scrape down the sides of my bowl when we pour it into the baking dish. All right, so now I've got it fully incorporated. I've got my cookie crumbles here into my brownie batter, and then the next step is going to be to pour the batter into the baking dish. This is gonna be delicious. Now that we have our brownie batter poured into our baking dish, the next step is to put this into the oven to bake. Again, our oven was just preheated at 350 degrees, and this should bake for 30 to 35 minutes. As always, I like to start at that 30-minute mark and work our way up to more time if needed. If you like them a little bit chewier, you might want to leave it in only at that lower time, maybe 30, 32 minutes. If you want them fully cooked through and less chewy, less gooey, then that 35-minute mark is probably where you're going to end up. But either way, I'd still start with 30 minutes and see how it goes. And then what you're going to do is take a toothpick or a cake tester. I like to use a chopstick, and you're going to test it right in the center of your brownie batter. And if it comes out, mostly clean, relatively clean, then your brownies will be done. But if you pull it out and it's still really, really gooey and really, really wet, then it's definitely not going to be done, and you're going to need to bake your brownies for a little bit longer. Once we're done baking, we need to let them cool probably for about 2 hours on the counter, out in room temperature, just until they release off all their heat, and then you should be able to cut and serve. My brownies just came out of the oven and they look fantastic. They smell even better. And now my whole kitchen smells just like chocolate, which is pretty fantastic. I'd love to hear how your brownies came out. Please let me know in the comments below. If you had fun with me today, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also hit that bell button if you want to be notified the next time we post a video. As always, we post new videos every week. I hope you have a happy bake day, and I look forward to seeing you next time.